Hey guys, welcome to Ravenous Babble, our podcast for flesh and blood. I'm Carlo.
And Jigs.
Hi, Mikko.
And our topic for today is the new Living Legend system as well as skirmish, which was recently implemented. So before we get to the actual discussion, just a bit of news for those who don't know. Three heroes recently rotated out. We have Chain, which I think made a lot of people sad.
What? I was happy.
The Chain players.
As a
Chain
Babble
players.
player, I was very happy.
As a Briar player, it made me happy
Yeah,
also.
we were pretty happy.
Now you're already getting the feel of where this discussion will go. The Kano people were really sad.
I was happy again.
I was also happy.
Get out of here, Kano.
And lastly, we have Kasai. I think that's the people who went into Kasai were so invested in Kasai.
Yeah, and like they didn't really get the same experience if they swapped the Dory.
Yeah, it's
As a
very
warrior.
different playstyle, which we can talk about
Yeah.
in a bit. So those three heroes rotated out of Skirmish, of Blitz, and then for Living Legends, of course, Icelander recently rotated out as well.
Yes.
So that one I think is a really meta-changing departure.
Oh yeah, she definitely had like a huge impact on how people would
Yes.
play.
Even on the sideboards, diba? People
Yeah.
would put in like those three blues, those Oasis or Spits.
Yes.
Apparently it's Respite, not Respite.
Really?
Yeah, somebody said, comment section in the last video, you know it's Pinoy if they say Respite. It's supposed to be Respite.
I refuse to believe that. I will continue to say respite, and you can be angry at me all you want.
to spite them.
Yeah, exactly.
Anyway, so let's get to the discussion. So maybe before we get into the discussion on that one, how are your skirmish seasons going? So I haven't played yet. I was at Worlds, so this weekend will be my first skirmish. So maybe Jigs, you can start with you.
Okay, my skirmish experience. I played at one skirmish, and there were I think 40 people at that skirmish, and it was pretty hilariously good because I was running my Ultra Boosts Bravo deck, which
Deck Tech.
the
link
deck tech is
somewhere here.
like Jamie Magic.
Link somewhere here.
Yeah. So, I was running that, and it's a super hyper aggressive Bravo build that I've been working on for a while, and I love how everyone was not ready for me to just like pulverize for 22, crippling crush for 17,
Crazy.
and then I did not lose a single round in Swiss, and then I was praying like, please God, do not let me fight Kano or Kasai. And I fought Kano and Kasai in Swiss, and I beat them. And I was like, okay, we dodged them. And I was like, I think there isn't a Kano in top 8. And then
Nat.
Nat, one of our friends was playing Kano in top 8, and I was top seed, and then he was 8. So we
It's
were
a curse
we,
of the
we got
top seed.
paired. Yeah, it's the Swiss curse,
Yeah.
as we like to call it. So I lost immediately.
So I guess the
There
moral,
goes that powerful run.
Yeah, there goes the run.
I guess the moral of that is don't be too good in Swiss.
Yeah, like don't be too good, because then the curse, the Swiss curse kicks in, and yeah, it was pretty great, and I loved how powerful Kasai and Kano were really showcased in that skirmish, because there were a lot of Kano and Kasai players that really showed how the decks needed to go. I just wanted them to leave, but I feel like I sent a message when I was like, I'm playing Bravo. Bravo has bad matchups against all of you. I did not lose in Swiss. Then I lost immediately to Kano. But yeah, you get my point. I'm happy that Kano and Kasai are now
leaving.
gone. So yeah, my skirmish run was pretty good. What about you, Mikko?
I have joined 4 skirmishes. I have won one, which is thank you. It is. I still believe that it's more luck than anything. But at least I was able to beat the matchups that I want to beat, which is Chain and Dash. So I was using Flick Flack Ira. The other skirmish that week, I also got top 8 on Flick Flack Ira. But unfortunately, I had to run into Kasai of all things, which is my worst matchup. So
The Flick Flat Ira matchup, worst matchup was.
yes, Kasai, yes.
You should be happy.
Yeah, of course, I'm very happy that Kasai is
Then
leaving.
Ira will graduate.
But yeah, Ira is graduating. Like, she just gave me 1 week notice, and then she's
Bye-bye.
gone.
Well, you can still play her this weekend, right?
Yeah, that's
Yeah,
why I'm playing
this
her
is
this
like the last
weekend.
run.
I'll play her
One
so
last
much
run.
and like stab as many people as I can with Kodachi for 2.
Anyways, that's sad. Okay, keep going.
But yeah, I almost beat the Kasai on top eight, but the Kasai player eventually won the whole thing, and it was really close. But I got routed.
Oh
The
no.
rest is history.
Pain.
That was another competition. The next skirmish week, I played Axdar instead, which has been in testing been doing really good. But in both skirmishes, I actually ended up 14th for both because it's good against the meta decks. It's actually super horrible against the non-meta decks. So I get clobbered by things like Exude Confidence.
Oh,
There's one time because I'm relying so much on death reacts, I got killed by what was that Briar thing, the Earth and the buff?
Earth buff? Earth Lore Surge?
Earth Lord Surge, red,
Yeah, +5.
+5, right? Into a CNC.
Ah,
And I have a handful of death reacts and I can't do anything about that.
I killed someone with that before. I did from Arsenal Plunder Run. So it's +3. Then Earth Lore Surge.
Oh my god.
Then CNC. So that was a CNC for 6 +5 +3.
horrible.
Wow.
And then go again.
Horrible.
Rosetta.
We know who needs to go next. Briar needs to go.
Briar is the best. So anyway, so moving into the discussion on what do you call this, Living Legends.
Yeah.
So is it good? Is it bad? How do you guys feel about it? Obviously, it's a very mixed bag. There's definitely no one correct answer, but I guess it's just good to have a discussion for all of us to move forward.
Yes.
Get it past
Yeah.
and put it behind us. So maybe we can start with you.
So the living legend thing. Well, I think it's important to consider that I'm playing a deck that is not in the meta. It's not super strong in the meta. I play Bravo, and before Chain left, and before Chain, Kano, and Kasai left, Bravo was struggling. Like, if you played normal Bravo in Blitz, you basically roll dice and hope that you go second. I believe going second is still better, and then you kind of just try to block out and then hope not to die. It's like you're going like this. You're like, wait, stop, please, no, stop.
Don't
and then
kill me.
and then Chain's like like throwing all his cards at you.
With the Rosetta.
Yeah, with the Rosetta at the end, and it's horrible. It was horrible. And then when Chain left, I was so happy. I don't have to deal with Carrion Husk anymore. I don't have
So
to deal.
annoying, Carrion Husk.
Yeah. Not even like without Husk. If they're on like Shackle 3 or Shackle 4, and then they Shackle good, and they have like one card in hand because I hit them with like a Crippling Crush or something. It doesn't matter because
Yeah,
they'll present
exactly.
like 10, 15 damage, and then some of it's arcane, so I have to pitch, and then I die, and I'm like, okay,
It's
cool.
just so broken.
It,
Chain.
it hurts so much. So for me, I like it because I'm able to adapt my deck to like not consider anymore. Like my sideboard for majority of the time that I was playing Blitz was for Chain because Chain stuck around. When I started playing, Chain was top, and until he left, Chain was top. So I had a sideboard just for Chain, and it wasn't even like a if I put this in, I beat you. It was like if I put this in, I might beat you. I raised my chances from like 0 to like maybe 40%.
I had a really stupid sideboard for Chain.
What was it?
2 lightning presses on my sideboard.
Why? Oh, so it's like
Just to break the Carrion Husk.
because it's exactly Karen.
Yeah, there was one time it
Plus
didn't block like my first attack. Thus I had like 2 lightning presses.
Yeah.
So I put both of them in. So +6. Just to break the Carrion Husk.
That's so funny.
Yeah, it didn't block it. So,
funny.
but that's a problem. He's so dominant, so overpowering. And it demands like attention from everyone.
Yeah. Yeah. Which is also why I was pushed to make my Ultra Boosts build. So I guess I'm kind of leaning towards like it's good and bad. It forces players to both adapt, but there are some players who will be like, you know what, I'll just wait for them to go away. So the Ultra Boost build was originally made as a chain killer because when I saw the card Crash Down and Earthlore Surge, it's +6/+5. I was like, wow, that's exactly Carrion Husk. Yeah, I'll put it in the deck. So it forced innovation, and then from that innovation came the deck that I'm using now. So, but I still like the speed at which it goes at like the heroes start to living legend because I'm able to brew almost every week. Like
Yeah.
almost every week, I get to do something new. I'm like, okay, you know what? Let's change something up, and then I can put in new cards. I can try old cards.
You can take a look at your sideboard again. You can
Yeah.
assess what would be the new best deck in the format.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Try to tailor fit it to that.
Yep.
Right?
You
So-
can adapt. Like you're forced to adapt because yeah, the meta is changing. Like it's constantly shifting. So you can if you're hedging one matchup and you're giving up, for example, you give up the warrior matchup to hedge chain, and then chain disappears. So now suddenly your warrior matchup can get better because you can put in more cards that will beat warrior. You can get ready for warrior more because now you're just like, I don't need to think about chain. So yeah, that's my perspective from someone who's been playing
same
Bravo. Yeah, I've been playing the same deck
Same here.
for forever since I started. So yeah, it feels good. But I don't know how it feels for someone whose hero is about to go. For Iro players out there.
Okay. So you know the feeling that a relationship is almost gonna be over, and you know it's coming, and you can't really do anything about it because you know the other person has to really leave.
Oh no.
That's how it feels. Because sometimes, I mean, you know, it's a game, but players can really get attached to the deck. They like the play style.
Yeah, the hero.
To some extent, sometimes part of your identity as a player is associated with the deck.
Yeah, yeah. And it
Yeah,
never
me.
feels the same, no? If you pick up a different deck.
Oh yeah.
Briar, CC, and Blitz.
Yeah.
Ever since Briar left, there's not been like one single deck that connected the same way that Briar was like for me. Parang all the other heroes from the ones that I tried, no Dromai, Five, it's not the same.
The same.
Diba? You never forget your first two. No, but seriously, I definitely agree with that one.
Also, I mean, losing the playstyle for that hero doesn't necessarily translate well into you trying out the other remaining heroes.
Exactly. There's no channel mount
That's true.
heroic.
There's nothing like there's nothing like it, right? There's
Yeah.
no Rosetta Thorn. There's a Rosetta Thorn.
In CC, but in
CC.
Blitz. Yeah, but in Blitz.
So sometimes because you've invested so much in the hero, only to find out that you like the playstyle of this other hero from a different class, then you know sometimes it's hard to find parts for that, and translating or rather transferring to that other class can be costly. So sometimes some players they really don't have the budget. Like me, for example, I'm a limited budget. I have to sell some of the stuff so that I can just get the legendaries and the necessary equipment and the cards for the other hero. So I hate it like that. But then again, you know, this is like a very weird time in the sense that the four heroes who graduated or will be graduating are already like started the season at around 400-ish. So this is just
It's time.
Yeah,
Really
yeah.
time for them to
it is time. It's just a really awkward how it happened that every week someone gets chopped off, like gets eliminated, and the
Yeah.
meta rotates around it. But I guess for after Ira, for the remaining other heroes who are at around 300 or 200-ish points,
They have some time, right?
yeah, they have some time. Like around maybe 2 more seasons. So for those of you who are playing Dash, maybe you know you can start caring for her a little bit better because so
He's about to go. Oh no!
Yeah.
Horrible.
On my end, I like that they made the changes so that it's a weekly check.
Really?
For several reasons. Number one, to your point, I think it's good for like innovation and creativity.
Yeah, it's
right?
fun. Yeah.
So if you're the type that loves to take a look at things and try to change things up, I think it rewards players who are like that. And I think that's just makes the meta so much more vibrant and so much more fresh and not stale.
Yeah.
And if you think about it, Chain, Kasai, and Kano have been there for a while. And they've
Oh, yeah.
been at the top of the format
For a while.
For a while.
Yeah.
And I think it's high time that somebody else takes that spot.
Mm-hmm.
Because nothing lasts forever. To those in the Philippines, Katniel nga, nag-break.
No.
Well, they lasted for a while.
Oh yeah, but same thing with Kano, Chain. And, there's an end to everything.
Also, okay,
Right?
There's something with K.
Yeah. So this year is the year of breakups for the celebrity season I've seen here in the Philippines. But anyway, so that's the first thing. It's good for the innovation. So yeah, you saw your Ultra Boosts, right?
Yeah.
Justin, I'm sure will come up with something crazy.
He came up with the exact opposite because we're exact opposites. So I took Bravo to like the next level in aggression, and Justin took Bravo to the next level in defense. So
Yeah, but at least there's that sense of innovation
Yeah.
in response to
Yeah, to the meta.
the meta change,
Yeah.
right? So that's the first reason. The second reason why I like it, and I think ultimately not a lot of people will agree, is I think it's good for the business of Fab as a whole. And when Fab as a business is good, the entire community, if the business people running it care for the community,
Will also be good.
it will also go with it, will grow with it. So I say that because if for example you take a look at the recent sets, if the heroes are underpowered, nobody will buy the product.
Yep.
They'll just cherry pick one or two cards, the expansion slots, and put it in their old heroes, which means that the product will not sell well,
Yes.
right?
Yeah.
Which means that the growth of the game and the product will not be as fast, will not be as good. So this change, I think, allows for us to look forward to new sets with more optimism and excitement because we have no choice.
They announced a lot of new heroes for.
Yeah, I mean, just for
Yeah,
this
yeah,
new
yeah.
set, there's 6, right? Then
There's
you have-
6?
Yeah, 6 new heroes. Kasai was already announced.
Yes.
So there's still 5 more that will be announced. 5.
So is that 2 warriors, 2 guardians, 2 brutes?
Two groups.
6 new heroes.
Spicy.
Right? So you could already feel that change coming and that excitement coming for that particular, I guess, new era.
Yeah, and it doesn't leave the current heroes behind because they're still class cards.
Yeah.
So your current hero class will get new cards from the new sets that are coming in, and then it gives you even more room for innovation because like an old hero that's not viable could suddenly become viable
Exactly.
because of the new cards coming in.
Yeah. So it's that mix of that good for business, good for innovation, which equals, in my opinion, good for the community as a whole. But again, it won't please everyone because nothing ever does.
Yeah, you can never please everyone.
Yeah. So someone will be sad, some people will feel bad, some people will leave the game and quit and move on. But ultimately, I think it's for the better. And that's why I agree with it 100%. And you know what? At the end of the day, I super agree with bold steps when it comes to your product. And the fact that they have the balls. They're taking out the 3 top heroes of Blitz, diba?
Yeah.
Right.
And for the developers to have the balls to make it faster with that fear that maybe some players will quit. I think that just means that they're prepared so much and something excitement is really coming our way.
Yeah.
And hopefully the next 5 heroes that are revealed will be worth the wait and worth the excitement. Yeah. So yeah, generally that's what I think about it.
Yeah. I think also people forget that like the LL rule is not set in stone.
That can possibly
Yeah.
change again in the future.
Yeah, it's like I actually really like how they're approaching like the issue that Chain, Kasai, and Kano were so rampant in like a bunch of events. They don't just like ban the hero because if you just ban the hero, it kind of leaves a bad taste in your mouth. If you're like a Chain player, if you're a Kasai player, if you're a
And
Kano
like the
player,
graduation system.
yeah, you can kind of like expect. You're like, okay,
I'm prepared.
yeah, and there's also like that aspect of glory if you help bring that hero to
Yeah,
graduation.
for example, initially with CC,
Yeah.
everybody was like, don't play Briar
Yeah.
because she'll graduate. And then when she was really close, everyone was like, I play Briar. I want to be the person that
Yeah, yeah,
that
yeah.
brings her
To see your
living
name
legends,
on
right?
on that list.
Yeah.
It's like it's also something to
It's
consider.
immortalized.
Yeah, it's immortalized. Like I helped I helped take this guy into graduation, take them to living legend. And yeah, I think that's I think like mindset wise, it's healthier for players to go like I will be the one to living legend this one. Right?
And then spend more money on a new deck.
Yeah.
I guess for the more casual side of things, the system would work in the sense that sure my hero might graduate within the next week, but for example they release a new version of Kasai, right? So it makes me pretty hopeful about what the next version of Ira will be if ever there is one. And if not, then I can just simply take a break from the game, like focus on other stuff, and maybe when a good version of Ira or something that I like comes
Then you
up
come
again,
back.
yeah,
Yeah,
then
you
I can
come
always pick it up the game because even if the hero is gone, I guess the class cards are still there.
Yeah.
You can still use
Or
them.
you can challenge yourself and be a competitive melody player.
Oh my god.
There's always the possibility, and yeah, I mean the floor is always open. Like the glory of having your name up there as the one who made Melody graduate or earned her the first few points is still up for grabs.
Yeah,
Right.
you know what? Even the new heroes from Bright Lights have yet to be fully exploited.
Bright Lights. Bright Lights was which one again? I forgot already.
Dash IO.
Right. The mech set.
Technovosa,
Yeah, and
yeah.
Technovosa.
He totally skipped it to heavy.
Yeah. I skipped. My brain was Guardians. Yeah, but yeah, that's a good point. That
Even if you think about it, the new Prism, the Bolton is just about to
yeah.
have his day in the sun.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Those new heroes are there. I think with the rotation out, people will take a look at it. Vincent is not here.
yeah, that's the ones that were overshadowed, kind of like come into the light finally and be viable. And yeah, it diversifies the meta, and I think it's healthy when like you go into a shop and then you see a bunch of people playing like different decks. Because if you see like everyone's playing the same deck, you're kind of like, okay, I'll build that one.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So at this point, let us know what you guys think in the comment section down below. Do you agree with anything that we've been saying? What's your take on the new adjustments to the Living Legend system? Share your stories about your individual skirmishes.
Yeah.
Just make sure to comment down below. And also, don't forget to subscribe to the channel, right?
Like
we're
and
trying
subscribe.
to get to 1,000 subscribers. I think we're at 400.
Yeah, we're at 400 something.
Halfway there.
Yeah.
Halfway there. And yeah, we appreciate all of you who have been with us in this channel for a while now. Okay, so you guys are probably thinking why there's now a coffee in the hand of Mikko because we took a break. But we're back. Anyway, so now that we have talked about like the Living Legends thing, skirmish season is done and over with next week. But there's like an array, a wide range of activities and events that will be happening next year. So to give you guys an idea, we have Heavy Hitters pre-release coming in January.
Yes.
We have Road to Nationals coming in February. We have Pro Tour Los Angeles, LA happening in March.
March.
Then we have like a bunch of callings and battle hardens like in between. Hopefully,
Yeah,
fingers
hopefully.
crossed, fingers crossed. So what makes you guys like excited for next year? At least with that in mind, those events. Is there anything that comes into your mind that makes you giddy about that?
I think for me, just the excitement of nationals, because when I came into Fab, it was mid road to national season, and I was just starting out, and then I saw that like the competitive scene is like super into it, and like just seeing it grow as I started to play and seeing how more players were being added, and then more players were getting better at the game, and now different people will top 8. It's not gonna
There's like
be
a
the same people.
new how do you say this? New generation.
There's like a new generation of people, and then like the first few waves of people who played Fab are still playing Fab, and like learning a lot from them is so rewarding. So now that RTN is coming up again and Nationals is coming up again, I'm excited to get on that road, get on that path.
To be the next
Philippine national champion.
And fireworks.
I hope to do well. I hope to.
But you know what? It's a big thing. Like
Which one?
I mean, there are only X number of people in the world that can say they're the national champion
Yeah, exactly.
of flesh and blood.
Yes.
And the reward to that, because the nationals feeds into worlds.
Yes.
Whoever is the national champion gets invited to play at worlds. You're recognized there as a national champion.
Yeah.
I was there together with Justin. Carl, who's our national champion, wasn't able to go. But all the national champions were the ones who carried the flags. And they were recognized. Their names were said, what their hero was. So it was such a big thing. So it's not just another event that you win. It's not just another calling. It's not just another battle hardened. It's like the national championship.
It's like you immortalize yourself just by being there.
Yeah, the prestige, and also in Worlds, if you play there, the people across you, they say like they're like, I'm the national champion of this country. I'm the national champion of this country, and you're like, I just got here because of XP.
Was that how you felt? Was that like I just
After I
played
scrubbed out on day
armory?
one.
Oh no!
But anyway, that's my point. So I agree with you 100%. If there's anything in Q1 that's making me excited about Flesh and Blood, it's getting back into that system.
Yeah. Like I can't wait to like have something to look forward to. Like okay, I get to play
setting
this.
that goal na I
Yeah.
want to do well in nationals.
Yeah,
I
exactly.
want to win
I
nationals.
want to win nationals, and like it's something to practice with because like I love brewing and thinking about like how will my matchup against these other decks will be.
And there will be 2 sets before you get to nationals.
Yeah, exactly.
Heavy hitters and one more.
Yeah, so there's gonna
the
be a lot.
brewing and innovation that needs to happen in between is just crazy.
It's a lot.
How
Yeah.
about you?
Personally, Personally, what makes me very excited is how the local narratives will like intertwine going into the competitive season. I mean, last year we have this really great story of Justin, who just started in April, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then won a calling like months later.
Yes.
So I mean, that's a big win for the Philippines, for our local scene. But we can also not discount the other narratives that happened even just during this past week. For example, we have our first national champion, Kampay, Richard Bustamante. He won his skirmish last week using, out of all heroes, Dorinthia
On
Gauntlet,
Dorinthia.
which is a very a skill intensive deck
Yeah.
to use. Like, you can't remember what Jaime says about Dorinthia. You have no excuse for losing against Dorinthia. It only means you got outplayed.
Yeah.
So the mere fact that the main narrative of this former nationals champion comes back, beats everyone up with a very skill intensive deck. It's just like one of those stories that you really want to tell people. And because next year is going to be big for the competitive scene, I just want to see more of those narratives like coincide and
You know,
probably
we really need a flesh and blood like website for chronicling all of these things.
Yeah,
Wow.
you have all of these good
Almost,
stories, right?
almost as if we have one in the making.
Oh, I see. It is leading to something.
Oh,
Yes,
wow.
watch out for that website coming very soon. So,
But yeah, other than that, it's just more about community growth. I want to see the community really grow. Commoner, please. but yeah, I just want to see more people locally like discovering the game, having fun with it, and then taking things from there. Whether they become the next national champion or they just play with their friends, it's always just fun to see.
and on that note, we will be ending this not first, this is the second or
Second.
third? Second episode of Ravenous Babble. We hope to do more. So if you guys enjoyed, please let us know in the comment section down below. And again, don't forget to subscribe.
Like and
don't forget to give us a thumbs up. Just press the thumbs up button down below, and it will really help the channel and help us keep on making content like this. So that said, I'm Carlo.
I'm Jigs.
I'm Mikko, and it's Oasis Respite.
Yes.
Thank you, and see you guys next time.
Bye.